Jim and Stu
We're
show?
gonna. No, I just have a surprise at the beginning. I want to get some people here and stuff.
Okay.
Hopefully some people will show up. I don't know. Does anybody show up and watch us anymore? I'm just curious. We have fun though. I look forward to this so we can catch up.
Yeah, this is good times.
I did my workout this morning.
Sweet.
I got through my whole Murph workout. I bought a new weight vest. I got one of those No Go Ruck weight vests.
I like it.
Did you see them advertising those?
I did see that.
Dude, it's the most comfortable thing I've ever put on as far as a weight vest. And I've tried a bunch of them.
Yeah.
It's the most comfortable weight vest I've ever worn.
Oh.
So
well, that's something.
Now I didn't use it this morning. I mean, you didn't tell me I had to. If it's not on the list, it doesn't exist.
Yes.
But
I did not use a weight vest this morning either.
But I got through it. I got through the whole thing, including the, I guess, total of 3 miles of runs.
Nice.
In under an hour, just at an hour, the whole thing. I was busting it out. So I was feeling pretty good. I didn't do the auxiliary lift though, because I had stuff to do.
It's quite all right, man. Good job.
So you too, Stu. I figure, hey, that's a workout that a young man would have a problem with. Any guys over 50 able to do that workout, you're a stud. You qualify as a stud.
I would agree.
So I have something I wanted to share with you, Stu.
Uh-huh.
You often talk about tactical fitness of somebody said they didn't get notified today. That's jacked up. I'll have to call Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Bitch that little redheaded monkey out. So you talk about fitness. What's up, VJ? You talk about tactical fitness, and you never know when your level of fitness will spell the difference between your ability to save your life or the life of someone else.
Yeah, that's pretty important.
I want you to watch this.
It's that important.
I don't know if this is how well this is gonna play, but I'm gonna share this with you and then I'm gonna tell you about it. Ready?
Ready.
Is your head clear?
Here we go.
When our Gloucester, it's flipped upside down. Is he under it? Gloucester, it's entrapment. Hey, how?
Yes! She can't breathe! She can't breathe! Please!
Gloucester, she's trapped under the vehicle. I can't get it off.
Mommy! 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 Mommy!
Gloucester, her head's pinned.
Mommy! Calm down! Mommy!
Come here, buddy. Come here.
There's a pillow.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, I'm trying to get out.
Can you slide any, ma'am? Is your head clear?
Dang. That's your son-in-law?
Yeah.
That's impressive. So he lifted a car off a person.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's legit.
Something.
That's legit, man. Good
Yeah.
for him. Good
Yeah.
for him.
I get emotional.
Man, that's awesome. I do too. I'm sitting here tearing up. That's awesome.
Anyway, I'm very proud of him.
Yeah, you should be.
So anyway,
Yeah.
shake that one off. But I'm you think about everything that he's been through and, getting blown up in Iraq and overcoming TBI, PTSD, foot drop, almost having his leg amputated. And that's not the first time he's done that. He was honored a couple months ago for, he pulled 2 people out of a burning building. He crawled into a burning house 4 times and literally carried out 2 people who would have died.
Yeah, I heard he also saved someone from suicide by holding them up, hanging for a very long time before he had assistance.
Yeah. So I would just tell all of you, if you're in shit shape, if you're a couch potato, it's time to get off the couch and get your ass in better shape, because you never know when the life you save could be your own, or the life of a stranger or someone else.
Somebody
So-
may need your help. We had an interesting story here in Maryland on one of the Bay bridges that crosses the bay. And
That's why it's called the Bay Bridge.
yeah, exactly. That a car flipped and almost fell over the bridge, but a child seat flew over the bridge and landed in the water.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so this guy behind that child seat jumps in to the bay. It's like a 20-foot drop, swims over, gets the kid. And luckily there was a boat, probably a couple 100 yards away that saw everything and came over and helped out as well. But man,
wow,
that was pretty
that's
gutsy
crazy.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
And
that's
it was shallow too. It was less than 5 feet deep. So,
dude jumped 20 feet into 5 feet of water.
yeah, it was. He said he hit the bottom hard.
Mm,
So
damn.
yeah.
Wow. I guess and I'm sure you feel this way too, because you train a lot of cops and guys and gals that want to be police officers and firefighters and stuff. That is what police officers really do. All this bullshit in the news. I'll just call it out the way I see it. Okay, all the bullshit in the news and vilifying cops. It's wrong. That's not what cops do. It is to further a political agenda, and I'm tired of it. So if you disagree with what I just said, go ahead and log off, unfollow me. That's how I feel.
Yeah, there's a bunch of good cops out there. That is for sure. And
So-
there are some bad ones. And I saw a comedian the other day that explained it pretty well. It's kind of like, you have 1 in 100 that aren't very
It's one
good.
in a thousand.
Okay, let's say 1 in 1,000, right? That have issues, right? And maybe even greater than that. But imagine having a bad pilot, right? And
I know where this is going.
You know what I mean? You're getting on the plane and you got a 1 in whatever chance of picking the bad pilot that day. Yeah, we can't have bad pilots. We can't have bad police.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. But yeah,
Anyway.
those are the guys I know. I know guys like that are incredible.
Exactly, and those are the only guys that I know too.
And
So-
gals.
And gals. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. If you just joined us late, you'll want to watch the replay to see what we're talking about, and definitely want to be there and check that out. So, what are we talking about today, Stu?
Well, good question, Jim.
Did we do the 10x your business thing last time? I don't think we did that. Did we? Did we get into it at all?
Yes, we did. We actually did that. Hang on a second. I had it all pulled up and I got all excited when I saw that video. So this one is about business goals. The Jim and Stu show is.
Okay.
Creating products and service. I got this from one of your deck talks with Jim or taking the chickens out. I can't remember.
Talk, not deck talk. Okay, it's I went out on my deck to talk. No, it's a doc talk.
Okay, your doc talk. So anyway, your business goals, and this was a really good one, and you can elaborate a little bit more. But
All right.
business goals: creating products and services with a focus to 1, make money; 2, help people with a problem; or 3, both.
All of the above.
Yeah. This sounds quite obviously, but most people fail in business because the main goal is to make money. Helping people, not screwing over people for money sounds like common sense, but common sense is not common in business.
Well, common sense is not common in common people.
Everything. Yes.
So what the hell's the question?
Well, the question is just. I just want you to elaborate on your doc talk about creating products and services with the main focus to make money, help people with a problem, or both.
Okay.
And then maybe we can figure out one of those fancy wizards you have, and we can walk people through an idea that can help them understand selling products to help people.
Okay.
anyway, it's interesting that when I stopped worrying about making money, I didn't say when I stopped being concerned about making money or focusing on making money, but when I stopped worrying about making money and I started focusing on how could I help a whole bunch of people solve a problem and have them happily pay me for the solution. Jesse's like, I love Stu and Jim's okay.
Well, thank you,
Nice.
Jesse.
Thank you, Jesse. That's the best compliment she's ever given me. So I think that's and that noise you hear in the side, just in case you're wondering, do you hear that noise?
Yeah, it's your.
Okay,
Ice-
that's
ice
the
maker.
ice. That's the ice maker.
I think you need to move your ice maker.
I told Terry that. She said, "No, you need to move your office because I took over apparently her space." Apparently there's some hard feelings there I wasn't aware of. So I think the biggest thing is that money comes as a result. If you think about, okay, where does money come from? Money comes as a result of an exchange of value. A lot of money comes from the result of a consistent exchange of value over the long term. In other words, anybody can be a flash in the pan, but if you want to have long-term success, you have to serve a group of people continuously. It's business is not like a scratch ticket for the lottery. It's not like hitting the lottery. Oh man, I got this one thing that works. So now I'm done. I'm good, man. I got this one ad that works. I got this one sales page that works. I'm done. I'm set for life. And that's not how it works. So you consistently make money because you serve people in a way that they want to be served and are grateful enough for it that they want to pay you money. And so some people get into a mindset where, I just have to serve. I have to serve. I have to serve. And, I'm not concerned about the money. And I've always said, this is an information marketing business, not an information marketing charity. Okay. You can do some things gratis, and we all do. But in the end, you have to operate your business in such a way that you are providing value such that people feel compelled to pay you for that value. And if you want to have a really good business, you got to do it consistently. So if we look at Stu's business, Stu's been doing this since 97, 99. I don't know when ish.
99.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't do it for 22, 23 years without continuously serving, without upping your game, but also without making offers that people can pay you for. And Stu has learned, okay, my core thing is fitness, but now I need to adapt, to the fitness needs and fitness goals and fitness necessities regarding PT tests for specific groups of people. FBI Academy, Navy SEAL, Ranger, Airborne, service academies, all that stuff. And focusing on these specific audiences and finding new ways to serve them by by experimenting, by innovating with his coaching clients and sending them new workouts. Okay. So,
Yes,
and then measuring the results. Oh, everybody got turf toe from this one. I guess it won't make it into the book. So same thing with me. I've been teaching and evolving now since 1997 and will continue to do so as long as I can. I just am becoming a little more curmudgeonly as the years go by, but hey, it's part of my personal appeal. So it's not, if you flip that and say, and you look at people and you can't even remember their names now, but people in this space or other spaces that come along and you see them and you see how they blow up. And I'm not going to mention names, but there was one guy who was very famous, had a really big time infomercial. And I did not know him, but I knew people who knew him. And he was a pretty good guy, from what I understand. but he started doing it just for the money, got into a situation where he had to do things for the money, started cutting corners, started doing things, got into a whole bunch of trouble with the government, and ended up killing himself in prison. Another one, same thing. You know, you start out altruistic and then you start doing it for the money. And this one has been banned from TV for the rest of his life by the FTC, or the FCC, whatever, some F.
Yeah, FCC.
My point is that as soon as you start doing it for the money, you typically will cut corners. You typically will get burnt out. You don't tend to innovate, and you tend to just try and get it done so that people will just pay you, and then you're pissed off when people don't pay you what you expected them to pay you. Whereas if you actually have a cause, if you have a purpose, if you have A.L. Williams in his book, All You Can Do Is All You Can Do, but All You Can Do Is Enough. He said, you got to have a personal crusade. That's what's going to get you to show up and to face rejection and to face things that would make most people quit. You can actually turn into fuel to drive you forward. Literally, the no's become the fuel to get to the yeses. And that's where you need to be. And so that's kind of my thought on doing for the money versus doing it for serving the people. Now, on the flip side, and I mentioned it earlier, I want to circle back that we also have to be willing to receive value in exchange for what we do, because it helps us to pay our bills. It gives us reinforcement that we're doing the right thing, that people value what we are doing. It allows us to make a difference in the world. It allows us to just row our boat merrily, gently down the stream, literally and figuratively and metaphorically in every way. And I want you to think about this. If you're one of those people who has trouble accepting value, who consistently undervalues your products and services and has a hard time thinking that you're worth what you're worth. Imagine, and Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, birthday, whatever. Imagine this. Somebody gives you an amazing gift for your birthday. Someone gives you an amazing gift for Christmas. I mean, just a wonderful gift. And you're just really, really grateful. And you feel so great about that you go and buy them a gift. You go and get them a gift. And you show up and you hand them this gift that you really want to give them because you're so grateful and just value them and stuff. And they look at you and they say, oh, no, I can't accept that. I can't accept that from you. And you're like, what do you mean? Well, no, I can't accept. I don't feel comfortable accepting gifts from other people. How does that make you feel that that person who gave to you refuses to accept from you? And then think about, if you flip over on that, how do you think that makes that person feel for you to refuse their gift? It's the same thing. If you're always giving, and you never receive, you're cheating those people of acknowledging the value. You're cheating them of feeling the good feeling of giving you value for what you represent in their lives. So you're cheating people by not allowing them to pay you when you have created the value. I honestly believe that. And so that's what I think about that. I've talked for a long time about this, Stu. What are your thoughts?
That's really good, Jim. I like that one. You know what? I'm going to take you back because this has part, reason why you get into business in the first place. Mm-hmm. Kind of feel to it for me. When I read this, when I heard you say that, I was thinking back to the time when I transitioned out of the military and had a 9-month-old baby, moved into a new house, and was thinking about what kind of work I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. What did I really want to do? And I just happened to wake up on a Sunday morning early, And I don't know what it was. Something was like saying, "Get your butt to church." And I just went to the early mass. Denise was still sleeping. I just went by myself, and something was pulling me there. And I went in, listened to church, and then somewhere in that sermon, and I have to find the exact verse. I'd had it once back before, but I kind of lost it. But it was basically this. I left there knowing what I was going to do after this sermon.
Yeah.
And it was just simply help people with their weaknesses that match your strengths. Use your strengths to help others with their weaknesses. And it was pretty simple for me what I was going to do after that. I was a good writer. I was good at fitness. I was going to work out and write about it and help people with fitness. So that was my initial surge that drove me in this direction. And ever since then, I've been doing it ever since. I found publishers. I found, learned how to self-publish, learned how to make ebooks, and it just evolved every few years into a bigger business that required me to do less, personalized training or group training at gyms. Cause that's how I started off. I was like, just killing it. Like had hours filled with workouts that I was doing with people. And then online training came into the picture. Everything was kind of evolving. So I, was able to evolve with the technology that was occurring. And I still do the same stuff. I just happen to now, train a lot of people here locally for free that 20 years ago I would charge to do it.
Right.
And now I'm able to do it for free. I call it research and development. They get free. they get free training. I get research and development for new things I'm going to write, coming up with new ideas, problems to work around, whatever. Jim gets some of those as well. And it just enables me to keep innovating. I think primarily because I have that number one goal of this is going to help somebody with a problem.
Right. Yes. And it's going to help somebody with a problem and help them to accomplish a very important goal in their lives, and a really, really important, something that's really, really important to them. It's interesting. You talk about going to church and some reading something or hearing something or having inspiration that will change your life. I'm going to share with you one, just a part of a verse that I read from the book of James. James, the book of James, best book in the Bible as far as I'm concerned, James. But I'm going to read you this one, and this also has to do with once you decide what you're going to do, you have to follow through. And so this changed my life. Okay, I'll read you the whole verse. It's not long. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of any kind, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so you may be mature and complete, not lacking in anything. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Now, this is the kicker. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like the wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Such a person is double-minded and unstable in all they do. Now, the book of James, if I'm not mistaken, of all the New Testaments, like one of the shortest, if not the shortest ones. I'm like, I was named after this dude. And in his first verse, he smacks people in the mouth. It's like, this is my guy.
Yeah, he's hardcore teaching the gospel.
Exactly. So yeah. my just to go along with that is that when you decide this is what you're going to do, when you have your mission, when you have your calling to serve the people, you got to pay your dues at some point you're going to pay your dues. I talked about it last time. I mentioned my buddy Myron Golden. He said, there's going to be pain. It's, success is hard on the front end, easy on the back end. Failure is easy on the front end, painful on the back end. And, it's true. At some point, you're going to have to pay your dues. You're going to have to earn your stripes. You're going to have to put in the work to learn and to develop and to have something that's really worth exchanging value for. Most people just do everything at a superficial level and they're like, oh, I hope that that's enough. It's not enough. It's not enough to reach the heights that you say that you want to reach. You're going to have to pay your dues. You're going to have to put in the work. But when you do, you transform your own life and the lives of those around you that you care about. And it's, that's where the big difference comes from. That's the mission. So that's good. Just good talk, Stu. Good talk. Good talk.
I like that doc talk you did the other day.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there listening to it. You have some good insight there.
You were thinking about putting submerging burpees on my oh look, Jim has a great place to go do submersible burpees out in the water. Anyway, cool. Well, this has been quite the first half of the show. We've covered a lot in the last 30 minutes.
I would say so. I think
Nice.
we're ready for the podcast number 118.
All right, cool. So I guess I put the right number in today. I'm good.
Yeah.
So,
and by the way, before we move on,
yeah.
someone had asked about the 10X. You had brought up 10X. We actually discussed that last week at 117.
Sorry.
So it's in that podcast.
Okay. Yeah, I wrote 10X on there because I couldn't remember and I was in a hurry.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm a
All right.
bad person.
Yep.
Do you have a wizard? Hey, Jim, do you have a wizard for what we just talked about? Yes, I have the Snark Wizard. It helps you to create sayings that will piss people off and will definitely polarize your audience. It's my own personal wizard, though. All right. You ready? I don't even know what we're doing.
Number
So I'm gonna-
118. I'll
You'll
share.
do it? Okay. Okay, so now we're doing the podcast. We're transitioning the second half of today's Jim and Stu show. Ready? 3, 2, oh no, wait. No, we're going to do this right. I want to do this right. I want to do this really, really right. You ready? Hey everybody, Jim Edwards here, and welcome back to the Sales Copywriting and Content Marketing Hacks podcast. I'm your host, Jim Edwards, along with my trusty partner in crime and in podcast crime, Mr. Stu Smith. Welcome, Stu.
Thank you, Jim.
Hey, Stu.
Yes.
Which episode is this?
118.
118 episodes of pure goodness delivered to you for free through the power of the podcast. My goodness, Stu, how far we've come from that very first episode. We were just young cubs back then. Now
Yeah.
we're wise and mature sages of the internet at 118. What are we talking about today, Stu?
Well, this is a hot topic.
Uh-huh.
It's, everybody thinks they need it.
Herbie?
And you do. Business in social media, aka the new email list, right? So
Yeah.
here we discuss the changing climate in business and how much has changed and how much has not changed with
Uh-huh.
regards to communicating your list of email addresses or followers
Uh-huh.
in social media.
Uh-huh.
So that's the big thing. What has changed, that makes everybody think they need Facebook ads and spend a whole lot of money on Facebook ads. And it works. Obviously, it works.
Mhm.
But what else is there? Is there other options that we need to be focused on? Do we lose the basics just because we have social media? Is social media now the basics? Tell me, Jim. You tell me. Where are we going on this?
I don't know where you're going, Stu.
Yeah.
No. All right, here's the thing. I have heard the death knell of email marketing at least 5 different times in the last 20 years. And yet people are sending more email now than they've ever sent. And email is ultimately where you want to get with communicating with your customers. Now, we have live people here with us. And I'm just curious, the people that are here inside, that are here watching the Jim and Stu Show on jimandstewshow.com or watching us on social media, let us know. Do you have more than one email list? I mean, more than one email address? Do you have more than one email box? Do you have like your personal box, which is only for friends and family and things you really care about? And the other one is like the throwaway email that you use when you sign up for lists, when you're trying to get the free bribe that they're giving you, or you're doing, you're signing up for webinars and stuff like that, that they just not, so basically you can't get spammed. It's your, how many of you have more than 2?
Yeah.
Like a bunch. Jay says yes. VJ says it's 7 different emails. My boy Gordon says I have a few. Don says many emails. So yeah, and Wojtek says at least 3. So and here's the thing. What you want to do, and this kind of goes along with the discussion we had on the Jim and Stu show, was that and Tony says yes, personal and job. You as a marketer want to be included in the friends and family email address. You kind of want to earn your way into that box. And so that takes time, that takes relationship building, that takes doing it the right way. And so email is more important than social media in a lot of ways, because we even had people when we did the Jim and Stu show, they were like, hey, I didn't get notification that you guys went live. So, but if we send an email every Sunday, we tell people, hey, this is where Jim's going to be live. And they give the link to Jim and Stu show and all that stuff. But email is something that you can control. You can't control what the red-headed monkey over at Facebook does as far as his algorithms, or that weird bearded guy. I gotta watch the beard thing, but the weird guy over at Twitter with the nose ring. You can't control what he does. I don't know who's over at LinkedIn, but you can't control social media. That's what you need to understand, is that you don't own anything at social media. You don't own your list on social media. What's up, Kevin? You don't own it. They own it. In fact, they own your content that you put on social media. If you read everything, they control your content. They can do whatever they want with your content. They don't have to show it. They can show it whatever they want. They can show ads that they make money off of, and you don't make any money off of with your content. So, however, you own your email address. I mean, you own your email list. You own that list. You control that list. Now, that's a two-edged sword. You own it, you control it, but everybody has the right to opt out. So if you're not adding value to people's lives, if you're always pitch, your list is going to go away. Your list is not going to grow. You're not going to be able to build your business. But ultimately, where you want to end up is in the friends and family email inbox. And with all the people that I get emails and stuff from, I can tell you that I literally only have like 3 people that I pay attention to, that I watch the emails that come in. All right. One is Stu. The other one is Russell and all the stuff out of ClickFunnels. And then the other one is a gun related guy. Okay. So that's it. I mean, everything else, and I mean, then I got my friends and, stuff like that. But I mean, everything else goes into the what's the tab? What do they call it? You got the 3 tabs at the top in the Gmail. It goes into the promotions tab. Goes in the promotions tab, and that is like going straight to hell. I mean, you're just gone.
Yeah. People don't.
And I use this thing called SaneBox as well. That filters it even more, so that when people come in, they literally have to go through another hoop. Otherwise, they just get shoved over into this thing called, I got 3 boxes or 4 boxes: Sane Archive, Sane Later, Sane News, and Sane No Replies. I mean, I got so many filters on here. I'm surprised even my own moms can get an email through to me. So that's ultimately where you want to be. And then you have to keep earning the right to stay in the friends and family email inbox, which means adding value consistently, which means staying relevant, which means not being annoying. By the way, Stu's the only one that I let text me with messages. Anybody else text me, man, they get blacklists and stuff, but I am on Stu's text
SMS?
update, SMS notification.
I'm just testing that out. I told myself I'd give it 6 months to test out the SMS business marketing.
Yeah.
And I'm on month 5 right now. It's okay. It's nothing earth shattering.
Yeah. So, and then the other place that you want to be, yeah, Jay, I don't open your emails, but I do respond to you in Instant Messenger on Facebook. That's where you want to be also. If you can be on the Facebook Instant Messenger and have people not block you on that, that's a way to communicate. That where you want to earn the right to be able to communicate with people directly through Messenger. So that's my initial barrage of thoughts based on your generalized question at the beginning of this podcast 11 minutes ago. What kind of thoughts do you have, Stu?
That was really, really good. Now I will say,
like you're surprised. Hey, that was actually pretty good.
It was an awkward question because so much has evolved in the last 20 years, and I will say, not only that things have evolved and you have to stay relevant, being able to use social media to your advantage and for business, but it also depends. It depends on where your market is. I have a relatively young market that finds me on Instagram and not so much Facebook, but Instagram is probably my biggest source of incoming traffic, according to Google Analytics, as well as some search engines. But most people are coming from Instagram to my Shopify store, right? However, I have an email list as well that I generate, several thousand email pumps out there, for new products, articles of the week, things like that people will receive. And once they get some new content, they have some new offers in there that they see, just once again, just staying on their mind to say, hey, here's an answer to this problem. You don't have a gym because of COVID. Look at this great program right here. This is an answer. That was a really good one last year. And I did that mainly by a combination of both email and social media, because it was affecting, previous customers as well as new customers that were just looking for ideas.
Right.
So I think it's a good way to kind of separate your warm and cold traffic a little bit. So that's why I typically utilize both.
Yeah, well, you should use everything, but understand, I mean, like, we're in the middle of a launch right now for the new release of 7-Day ebook version 3.0. And so we're going great guns on social media and on email. I mean, everybody's knowing about it. We're doing a good mix of promotion and content and all that good stuff. But if it wasn't for the email, email still, I think at least 80% of our sales come as a result of sending emails to people who have agreed to receive email from us, telling them we have some value that they need to go check out. Now, Wojtek brought up something interesting. He said, if you, this happened, if you go to social prison, you still have your email list. Now, I went to Facebook jail, not once, not twice, but 3 times in about 4 or 5 weeks through no fault of my own. It was because of technical issues and getting caught up in IP address BS and other things. And I figured out basically what it was, Stu.
What's that?
Was that depending on my physical location, what was happening was I was using my Wi-Fi at the house, and then when I walked out to the chickens, the Wi-Fi wasn't strong enough, so it was switching over to Verizon's IP address, and so it was like my account had been taken over, and so that's why they did that. And so when I figured out to turn off Wi-Fi before I started, then it hadn't happened since. So
that's a good discovery.
Right.
Yeah, that's smart.
But imagine if I had been promoting, say, like my 2-day that 2-day workshop I did, or in a couple of weeks we're going to be doing a 7-day write your book challenge live. And imagine if I'd only been using social media and I'd only been saying, hey, I'm going to do this on, I'm going to do this on Facebook. And then all of a sudden you're in Facebook jail, you've just screwed your whole business. And so that's why when you go to jimandstewshow.com, we have literally people watching on social media, but we also have people watching live on my website. And when I do that live challenge, we're going to be doing the live challenge on my website. We're not going to be doing it live on Facebook.
Smart.
Number one, because I ain't giving Facebook the satisfaction of all that traffic. But number two, because I can't take a chance that I get shut down in the middle of delivering something that's mission critical. So if you've got a website and you've got an email list, you have a business. You can do it. You can do it old school, man. I mean, you can still buy, Facebook is not the only place to buy ads. You can buy ads from other websites. You can buy ads from Google. You can buy ads from Bing. You can buy ads from different places and build your list, build your email list and build relationships with those people and just drive people to your website. In fact, there are a lot of people that don't want to go to Facebook. There are a lot of people that don't like the little red-headed monkey. And so I think, or the weird beard guy with the nose ring over at Twitter. So there are plenty of people that are just like, hey, you know what? I want to pay attention to Jim. I want to pay attention to Stu. And, they send me email. I go over, I watch the stuff. I like the dudes. I can comment on the blog. I mean, that's the thing. You can comment when you go to jimandstewshow.com, you can comment on the blog. That the shows get archived on the blog. You can chat live with us. Jay said it well. He said emails have stayed around through all the other methods. Doesn't mean you don't use the current tools, but you better collect email and use it as well. That's well said. Well said. Jay said, are you running any YouTube ads for your 7-day ebook? We're going to. We've been recording them and we're going to start running YouTube ads for it. So anyway, I think beware of anybody who says this is the death of something else, especially if it's something that you use every day. I don't think video is ever going to go away. So if you hear somebody say, this is the Zoom killer, this is the video killer, blah, blah, but you just grab your wallet and run. There are basics that are never going to go away. You got video, you got email, you got being able to put an offer up on a web page, you got blogs, you got articles, you got, text, audio, video. You've got, sales copy, emails, teasers, stories. All of these things are never going away. I had somebody tell me something yesterday. It's like, it was funny. I sat there for 10 minutes, them telling me this amazing discovery that they had made, and that it basically came down to saying that emails with stories in them had better engagement than emails that didn't have stories. And I was like, yeah, interesting.
Insightful.
Exactly. Now, the one thing I don't understand, all right, and I'm going to put, and this goes along with Twitter, which I still don't understand. Twitter just looks like a place for over-caffeinated hipsters to bitch at each other and complain about political and social topics.
I just post articles on Twitter.
Just me. I post links. I follow like 3 people.
Yeah.
And I never look at Twitter, but I've got like 3,000 people that follow me on Twitter. I have no idea why. Really. If you follow me on Twitter, I don't understand why. Is this, what's the Clubhouse thing? This audio only, where you get into a room with other people that you can't see, and you can talk to people you can't see. And people, oh yeah, it's like teleseminars used to be. No, it's not. Teleseminars were broadcast media. It was you got on, and if you had like 3 or 4 people that you knew that were supposed to be there, then you could talk. But as soon as you get like a bunch of people on there, it sounds like a cacophony from hell, and you just had to mute everybody and you talk. It was like radio. But I don't understand why would you get into a Clubhouse thing and talk to people you couldn't see? I don't understand it. I can't conceive of it.
Sounds like a conference call.
It is. It's like a conference call with people you don't know, though.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
It's just weird. So, you know me, I always keep my opinion to myself. So I will never bring that up again. Not.
Never know. Somebody's going to be a billionaire from it, and that's just insane.
But sometimes I think when people start hyping and there's lesson here too. I think that people start hyping the new next greatest social media thing because they suck or failed at the things that are there now. So they want to be like the first. It's like, your buddy that you haven't heard from since 5th grade who tracks you down and wants to talk to you about this new opportunity he's got. And he starts whipping out the circles and the lines and stuff and talking about dynamic compression and how this vitamin is going to change the world and we're all going to become millionaires by getting people to sign up at $13.50 a month. And then you ask, is it Amway? No, it's not Amway. It's not Amway. And I think a lot of that happens too, is that these people that want to be social media stars, like, okay, I want to be the first one into this one so I can dominate it. But it's BS. It's just BS. So anyway, I mean, I don't really see where you're gonna. I don't see what the next one's gonna be.
You can't dismiss the basics.
Right.
The foundation of doing business before social media has not changed.
Right. And if you want me to sum it all up, it comes down to this. Who do you serve? What problem do you solve for them consistently? How do you solve it? How do you stay in touch with them continuously to keep them up to date and develop a relationship with them? And how do you stay relevant in their lives? That's really how you do it. And you're going to do it by sending them email. You're going to do it by doing videos. You're going to do it by creating text articles. You may do it with an audio podcast. Okay, that's what, we do a video podcast, but it can be audio. But it's like working out. There's push, pull, core, legs, cardio. Anything else is a subset of those 5 things. Anything you could think of is a subset of those 5 things. So you got to master those 5 things. And then you pay attention. Maybe there's a tool that will come along that will change everything. I mean, if we were sitting here talking about MySpace, you might know that we were full of crap. You know, MySpace is the best, man. Just check out my page. But unless something comes along that helps people to be able to build an online tribe better, faster, easier, communicate with them in a way that is going to reach them faster, it's like the tools are pretty much here. You know, that now we may segment those tools based on political affiliation. You see stuff like what's the Facebook Twitter alternative that got banned, and
I don't know.
Come on, what's the Rumble? No,
Parler.
Parler. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not on Parler because when I looked at it, it was like Parler was just Twitter. It was another Twitter thing. I just don't get I don't get the share a little tiny thought thing. I don't get it. Maybe it's the journalist, the article writer in me. I just don't get that whole thing.
It's difficult for business, I think.
I
mean, some people use it for business, but you know, depending on your market, it's you have to have a certain niche that is into Twitter,
right?
You know, if that's your business.
What you got to think about is, you know, you have a platform, and the term platform used to refer to, it was an analogy for planks. Platform originally came, it was a political term, and your platform was made up of planks. Jim has too many thoughts. But it was made up of planks, and each plank in your platform was an idea that you had. It was a position that you had. If you think about your platform as planks, okay, my platform is made up of my blog, Facebook, email, to a lesser extent, Medium, YouTube, and you know, other stuff. But the main platform is email, my websites, you know, my funnels, landing pages, my blog, and Facebook. Those are the main planks. But if Facebook ever disappears, I can still communicate with my audience. So it's just what are the planks in your platform that make the most sense for you to be able to communicate with your audience effectively and over the long term. But if part of your platform is not email, you are literally building your business on a house of cards. So
that's good. I like that. That's a good way to sum that up. Hey, instead of me asking you, is there a wizard for that? I have a new closing segment I'd like to start doing as well. You know, maybe alternate the two.
Okay.
This one is, this one is, I was inspired by last week's show. And last week's show was, we talked about, you know, to differentiate yes men from naysayers, from those who are genuinely concerned about you. And that one had a slight digression into optimism, realism, and pessimism. Remember that?
I do. You wrote an article. You wrote a really good article as a result of that discussion.
I pumped that thing out and it blew up.
Really?
It was a really good week last week from that one. I'm going to share it again this week just because it was really good. But basically, it works like this.
Can you show it? Can you show us the article?
I can share it. Yeah, I can share it. Let's see. Where am I? Share my window. Share my screen. Let's see, where are you? I don't know. What do I do, Jim?
You got to do share screen, and then I have to show it. Add to stream.
So you see that?
There we are.
This was last week's show. But anyway, it was quite inspirational for me because I popped out an article called "An Optimist, a Realist, and a Pessimist Walk into a Recruiter's Office. Two walk out, and only one makes it. Guess who?" Right.
That was really good. I even texted you when I saw that. I was like, "Holy crap, dude! That's good.
That was an SMS one I shared too. So I shared that on text. And
Yeah.
that even got you to say, "Oh man, I want to read this." So, but
Wojtek
basically,
said I read that article. It was really cool.
cool. Well, thank you. But anyway, it's basically a recruiter. All three want to go to SEALs, and the optimist is like, "Yeah, where do I sign?" And the pessimist is like, "Oh, I don't even want to try." And the realist is like, "Well, I got to work out a little harder before I make this decision." And, so they go through this journey, and it's kind of funny. They meet up, 9 months later, and there's a moral of the story, and it was really good. So,
And if you want to find out which one made it, you need to read the article.
yeah.
And you can do that at StuSmithFitness.com. Go to
Yeah.
StuSmithFitness.com, and then in the upper, somewhere on the top, there's a link to the
articles right here. So all you got to do is click the articles link, and boom, it's right there at the top.
Where?
Right here. So Stu
I'm
Smith
not seeing it. All I'm seeing is Jim and Stu show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
You never saw my article at all. So it's not sharing.
No. It's sharing a screen that shows your browser that just shows Jim and Stu show.
Okay. Is it sharing anything now?
No.
Man, this whole video, this whole share screen is
This whole video thing. Don't let it get in the way.
How about this one? Now you see him as Stu Smith Fitness?
Now I see Stu Smith Fitness.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, it's you click the articles link, and this article's at the top. This is the last article I wrote. I've been pretty busy this week. Haven't done any others, but that was pretty fun.
No, that's awesome. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was fun.
And,
anyway, it was a moment of inspiration by our show last week.
That's very good.
Sharing with you.
I don't think I was inspired by our show at all. In fact, I was slightly depressed when it was over. So thanks for balancing that out.
Well, I thought you were also going to come up with your own little optimism, realism, pessimist story, about writing an ebook.
I'm going to
publishing your first book.
I thought I was too, because I told you I was going to do that, and then I didn't. But I did a different thing. So I did something else.
Yeah. But anyway, if you are considering something that you sell, and you want to try to place it in a different context, see if you can come up with the optimist, the realist, and the pessimist story that fits.
Okay, I got it.
Business model.
I got it. I'm going to tell it right now. An optimist, a realist, and a pessimist all decide to write a book. 1 week later, only one of them has done it.
Love it.
So here's what happened. The optimist said, "Oh my God, I can write a book? You mean I can create a book in just 7 days? This is going to be amazing. I'm going to be world famous. My mom's going to be super proud of me. This is amazing. Gosh, let me think about what kind of a book I could write. Well, I could write all kinds of different books." And then they just go off and off and off. The pessimist says, "There's no way in hell you could write a book in a week. Oh, if you did, it would be a piece of crap and no one would read it. In fact, if anyone did read it, you would be exposed as complete and total fraud that you are. And so it's better for me not to do it at all." And the realist says, "Wow, Jim Edwards said I could write a book in a week because it's not a question of sitting down and gutting out the book at the keyboard like they've done for hundreds of years. I can use technology and strategy to create the content super fast and then get it edited and published up on Amazon in less than a week. Well, maybe I need to do a little bit more research and learn the process for this real quick and get it done." And that's exactly what the realist did. He sat down, he discovered not one, but 9 different ways to create an ebook in less than a week, chose the one that was best for him, marked out the time on his calendar, got it done, created the content, hired somebody to lay it out at Fiverr, hired somebody to create the cover at Fiverr, and then followed Jim's instructions and used a couple of wizards to make the creation of the back cover copy and the on-screen copy for Amazon, push button simple. And in less than a week, he had his book done and up for sale on Amazon. And the best news of all, he was able to discover how to do all of it for only $29 at 7dayebook.com. So do you want to be an optimist, a realist, or a pessimist? I think we all know the answer to that. Head on over to 7dayebook.com and get your book done in less than a week too. Kaboom! How was that? That wasn't bad, right?
I love it. I'm here to inspire, Jim. That's what I do.
We'll have to do. Somebody said, sounds like a new wizard coming soon. We should do the optimist, realist, and pessimist wizard. How to tell that story.
What a great story.
That would be like that would be really cool. That would be like a really original take on a story that would, it's sort of a hero's journey, but it's sort of not. It's like the hero's journey and the Wall Street Journal story had an illegitimate baby in an alley, and we discovered it and raised it as our own superhero son. Well done, Stu.
Thank you, sir.
I like it. We'll do that in my copious amounts of spare time.
Sure.
Oh, and Jay said, and not only that, he also learned how to become an Amazon bestseller in less than 72 hours.
I love it.
As the second OTO, which everyone should take because it's guaranteed. Oh,
yeah, you need to get the text out of this video for that article, because that's a good one.
I will. That's a good one. Yeah, I like that a lot. All right, cool. Well, this was fun, man. This has been like the roller coaster. I enjoy it. It feels like, I mean, you and I only ever really talk mostly just once a week, but it feels like I talk to you all the time. It's just fun. I want you to know I appreciate your friendship, Steve.
Thank you, sir. And me, you.
And I appreciate you helping me get in really amazing shape, because they're doing building over here at the house at the water right now. And I'm out there doing my workout and stuff, and they're all just kind of looking at me like, what's wrong with this fool? And then everybody wants to talk hey man, what you doing? Oh. And then they don't want to talk anymore when you tell them what you're doing, and then then they don't want to talk anymore. So thanks, Kevin. Oh, hey, Jane says that's way better than 3 people walking into a bar. Huh.
It is.
I wonder if we stole that unwittingly. It's okay.
Not really.
Nah, we didn't. Okay, cool. Well, everybody have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining us on our show and on the podcast. This is the end of the podcast episode. If you'd like to write your own book in less than 7 days, head on over to 7dayebook.com. That's the number 7dayebook.com. And if you'd like to get into amazing shape, head on over to StuSmithFitness.com, and Stu can experiment on you too. Everybody have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon. You want to end with the polka or with the you won the internet? Your choice, Stu.
Let's see what the internet has. Winning the internet means. Oh,
you don't want. Okay, as opposed to.
I'd buy that for $1.
Bye-bye, everybody.